Hello and welcome to Bored Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And sometimes you just have no time at all.
Sometimes you only have 30 minutes for a game.
Half an hour.
Can we actually play board games in 30 minutes?
You certainly can. And that's the topic of today's video.
Yes.
We're going to give you 5 games each, 10 games total.
Yeah.
That are amazing and that you can play in just
30 minutes. Because that's, sometimes life doesn't give you
any time.
Much time for playing, and that sucks.
And that does suck, but here's some great stuff. Do you know what doesn't take 30 minutes, Matt? Do you know what takes even less time than that?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's hitting the subscribe button. I think that takes you probably
a couple of seconds, maybe. Yeah.
30 cents of a second.
Yeah, there you go. Go do that. And we're going to pick some amazing games for you. So should we go do that?
Yeah, let's have a look to these 30 minutes board games.
Let's go.
Let's start with the first 30 minutes board games. And Wayne, what you got for us?
My number 5 is a Spiel die Order.
Yeah.
That's Kingdomino.
Ooh,
Kingdomino is a fantastic game, very simple, easy breezy. It's probably 30 minutes, including the teach and setup. It's brilliant. In this game, you are tile laying. I love a tile laying game. I think we both like a tile laying game.
We love a tiling game.
Yeah,
yes.
As you'd imagine, with a name like Kingdomino, they are domino type tiles with 2 bits of terrain on each tile. Very straightforward. On your turn, you're going to be drafting a tile from the central area, putting it into your little kingdom with some really fun restrictions. You can never make your kingdom more than a 5x5 kind of grid, which is really smart. The game will play out and you're just going to get points at the end for basically matching all of your terrains together and getting the most contiguous types of terrain. Really wonderful game, really easy to learn, easy to teach, fun, cheap. You can still get it pretty much anywhere. And actually really travelable as well.
Yeah, it's one of those games that are, wherever you go, whatever, if it's
that's a pub game if
exactly. Yeah. You can always bring it with you, and if you need to buy it, it's basically everywhere. It's one of those that you can buy. If you're in the US, you can go to Target and they will definitely have it, and here in the UK.
It's really good. Different flavors on it. If you want a more complex one, you can get Queen Domino, and then there's a co-op one. So there's it's a whole series at this point. But for me, the first and best, the original and best, for me is Kingdomino, and that's my first one. That's my number 5.
Great.
So Matt, what have you got for me?
I got some mushroom for you.
It's that kind of evening.
Yeah, and I got Fungi. That is a little gem of a 2-player card games.
Because you're a fun guy.
Because I'm a fun guy. And in the game, you basically have to collect cards to create set collection, where you need to pick up mushrooms of the same type so you can cook them, and that will score you point. But at the same time, there is an open draft, so you can kind of see how the market is going, and the market is actually the forest where you going around to find some mushroom, and it's beautifully made. The flow of the game is very nice. How the open market moves, because every time that you don't pick a mushroom, that mushrooms go in the discard pile, and the entire mushroom on the floor will change. It's absolutely a gem. It plays so fluidly. It's very easy to pick up. Wonderfully designed. And it's one of the things that is a very old game, because it's a part, as I remember, is a reinterpretation of Morels.
I think it might even be the same game.
From 1992.
Right.
This version that we've been playing is the most recent one. But it's for being a 30 years old game, it's absolutely a gem.
It's brilliant. Pegasus Spiel, that's a humongous company, and it has a great mechanism. It's right there.
It is.
There's this great little decay mechanism, so you can actually take the mushrooms from the waste pile if you really want. But if you don't take them quick enough, they will decay and they'll disappear.
And then there are the poison mushrooms that you need to avoid, because they will let you get less cards in your hand. So absolutely, I really love this game, and 2-player, half an hour.
Really good.
You go to grab some mushrooms.
Yeah, none of those hallucinogenic ones though. It's a family show.
moving to the next one, because half an hour, mate. Come on, chop. What we got on next?
Well, I don't know if you can get to space in half an hour, but I'm certainly going to try with the crew.
Cool.
So you've got Quest for Planet 9, or you've got the one where you're in the submarine in the deep something.
Yeah,
I can't remember what that was called. Anyway, it doesn't matter which one.
It's up there.
Somewhere. The Crew is an amazing game. It is a cooperative trick-taking game that broke the market when it came out because
it did. It was impossible to find a copy.
Everyone went, what? Yeah. Trick-taking that is cooperative? Are you mad?
Yeah.
Actually, it works incredibly well and is just superb. The game gives you a series of scenarios or challenges that you can play in order because they go up in difficulty and complexity in some
or you
way.
can just pick whatever.
Whichever you just play whatever it is. And after that, you have essentially trick-taking together with a limited communication component. And I really love that as well about it, where you can only give certain types of
information.
And you do it with a little token. You've either got the most of something or the least of something, and you mark that with a marker. And it could be you're trying to make sure that Matt gets as many, like four of the tricks or whatever it is, or that Dave over there gets no tricks. Yeah, it's like an interesting way that it manages trick-taking.
And the fact that, again, as you said, each scenario will have different things that you need to do makes the game it's never the same.
Absolutely.
What I love is that it works very well with every count of players, so 4 players, 3 players, but even 2 players.
Little robot AI thing.
You will have a third AI player that is not just going to do automatic stuff. You still need to manage, or in that case, the first player will manage the other, and it's always very interesting. It's quite challenging sometimes. It can get challenging.
Absolutely,
I'm all up for it.
And I'm pretty sure that the Crew kicked off what is now an absolute boom in trick-taking games. They are coming out
that's true.
Everywhere, in all different flavors, and this is one of those games that really showed what could be done with the genre. So that's my next one, The Crew, Quest for Planet 9. So Matt, what's next up?
Since I think I'm a clever boy, I'm a clever boy, we're gonna play That's Pretty Clever.
Ganz, Schon, clever.
That's in German.
German
I think we got the German version actually somewhere on
I have the German version of the third one.
What the game is basically Yahtzee on steroids. Or
Exactly. It's a roll and write par excellence.
Roll and write. You have each player will have his scoring sheet in front of them, and you basically each round you roll 6 dice, and you will pick some of them, 1, 2, up to 3, and the other ones will go into a general pool where all the other players can pick to finish their combo, to finish that. So it's pretty clever. Of course, it's pretty clever. How's it done?
That's the name.
How the interaction with the dice and what you can do if you finish a certain part of your scoring board, you unlock certain things that you can do with the other dice, and you got so many different ways of scoring. So it's not always like it's a fun game. It's a clever game, but it's one that doesn't need you to be too much investing in board gaming as well. So it's always like a good fun with a group of people that they don't probably have too much to do with board games, but dinner party, you got half an hour before the stuff in the oven is ready, put that one on the table.
Absolutely. And what's wonderful about this, it gives me a kind of pinball feeling.
You're
like hitting combos, like ping, 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 ping. Brilliant. So you might get this will connect to this, which will let you cross this off. And actually, I've got a re-roll, and then I've got like a +1, so I can also use that dice again. Brilliant stuff.
But then if you do that, you're gonna give like an advantage to another player. So
really smart.
It's
super cool, and there are at least 3 versions of it now, if not 4.
Oh wow! I didn't know about it.
There are absolutely loads of versions of this game at this point. I've got 2 of them, and they all play in a similar way, completely themeless. The point is not the theme. The point is chuck dice, do combos, and it's really satisfying. Absolutely.
So 30 minutes. Say it in German. I like it more.
Ganz schon clever.
Ganz schon clever. Cool. We get in there. Number 3 for your 30 minutes games.
Number 3 for me. It's classic, mate.
Go on.
We're going to crack on with that dice chucking that we've just been
Yeah,
doing.
go on.
And we love that Yahtzee mechanic even.
Yes.
I'm borrowing it as well. Everything's the same, except we've got giant monsters with King of Tokyo.
Oh, yes.
So King of Tokyo. So
I was like, where is he going?
little bit different from Ganz, Schon,
yeah. But still a lot of dice to be rolled.
But still, basically, the Yahtzee mechanism.
Yeah,
Once you have
it is.
roll dice,
It is.
then you get 2 re-rolls.
Yeah.
King of Tokyo is a fabulous game. It's one of the first games that I really got into when I got into modern board gaming. And it is it's still great fun. I mean,
it is.
So you get a couple of expansions with the monster powers, which I would recommend. Just fabulous. Very, very straightforward. You've got your monster. You want to be the one in Tokyo for as long as possible to try and win the game and kill everyone else by getting the most points. However, while you're in Tokyo, everyone else is going to be punching you. They're going to be trying to punch you out of Tokyo. And so you try and stay there as long as possible. And when you come out, then guess what? The next person that comes in, you're going to punch them to get them out of Tokyo. Fantastic.
King of the Hill style,
exactly.
with a Yahtzee mechanism, how you punch and how hard you punch your opponents.
And if you can, like, how much you've got to spend on level ups and stuff like that. While you're in Tokyo, you're going to punch everybody else at the same time, and I love that about the game. It's super easy to teach. It's really fun.
It's
all ages.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. It's all ages. The artwork and the graphic really appeals to more like a young crowd.
Yeah, young adults.
But
for sure.
it's really fun. I don't have King of Tokyo because I've got King of New York.
Slightly more complex, slightly longer game, but still very.
Instead of Tokyo is Manhattan, and whoever conquers Manhattan is the King of the Hill. They did another a few version of the games.
The newest one I think is King of Monster Island.
King of Monster Island,
which is the cooperative one, which is actually amazing. By the way, I got the chance to play that. I think it was at Spiel. Not
2 years ago. Yeah. Because I think it's coming to retail around now. So
another reprint.
But if you got 30 minutes, definitely King of Tokyo is the one you want. Yeah. If you want to roll a lot of dice and
dice, adrenaline fueled, silly fun, chuck dice, punch your friends, but only in the game, not really. That's sound fun.
Yeah.
So Matt, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is a game that we actually played very recently and we really liked. And it's a game that came out just this year. It was a Spiel last October. I was very, very sad that I couldn't actually buy it. And then the guys at Pandasaurus managed to get that in the US market, and I was even more sad because no one was making it to the UK market. But finally, the guys Bombix brought it up for us in Europe and UK, and it's Knarr.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a fantastic little set collection, open draft / and management game, up to 4 players, and you are a Viking explorer, and you're basically trying to do more to get more points as possible by playing more Vikings or exploring exotic location, and each one will have a different. You basically play your Vikings on your board. Each one of them will give you a certain resources when you play them. At the same time, you need to sacrifice them when you want to go out in the sea and exploring somewhere else. That was what happened. But at the same time, once you explore a certain location, that location will give you more points and more way to scoring additional points and additional resources. It's a very small games that goes very fast between the players. The artwork are finally fantastic,
Brilliant artwork,
and these can travel pretty well. Once you set up, especially that 3-4 players start getting, you need a pub table to do it. But it's definitely doable, and it's a fantastic game in a very small box. Was very surprised. So now on, when we got 30 minutes, I will definitely put this on the table.
This is a really, really good one. You should check out Knarr for sure.
We are almost at the end of these 30 minutes, so
Here we are.
come on, what you got?
Well, a great way of making sure that the time is crushed together and you can get a good solid game out within that sort of time frame is making sure everyone plays at the same time.
Yes, that's true.
And you can do that with card drafting, and you can do it with a classic card drafting game, which is Seven Wonders.
Oh, yes.
Seven Wonders will play 7 people in about 30 minutes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably shouldn't play it 7 people, but you can do happily. Fabulous game that is essentially card drafting distilled down. You got your hand of cards, you pick one, you pass the rest to your opponent. Superb. I love card drafting because you get the turn anxiety. I love turn anxiety. You're thinking, will
Which
that
one?
thing
Yeah,
come back
it's
to me? Or is it gone forever? And when it comes back around, you're like, it's gone. So brilliant. You just will pick either you're going to pick your science cards, or you're going to pick like the war and the military cards, or you're going to be trying to build your wonders. It is a fabulous game. I mean, I think it's a game that's won the most awards ever in the history of board gaming.
Yeah, it's got a lot, and and this like civilization style game is very popular. It's not on this list, but it should have been. But since he said that, mine would have been Seven Wonders Duel. That is the 1 versus 1 version of this amazing game, and that one won so many awards as well.
Yeah, and so did Seven Wonders Architects, which is an even simpler version of Seven Wonders. So if you want like a family version, and these are all amazing games, by the way. I don't know how they keep doing it, but it is phenomenal. It's such a solid design.
They found, the design of all these games is the same, and then tweaked to make it like a group or a 1 versus 1 or a lighter experience. But when you got a solid design with a great team attached to it, because the team absolutely makes sense with what you're doing, is a bingo, and the guys definitely did it, and good for them and good for us, and we can enjoy these kind of games.
Absolutely. If you've got 30 minutes and if you've never played Seven Wonders, it is a modern classic that I think you should certainly give a go. So that's my number 2, Seven Wonders. Matt, your number 2.
Number 2, we didn't have a deck building so far. This is the deck builder probably, or one of the original.
One of the originals? I know what this is, I think.
Big box, or big boxes, because as you can see there are a few expansions as well.
Oh, yeah.
But still 30 minutes play, and is Dominion.
The classic.
The classic game.
Dominion.
The classic game. In Dominion, as said, is a card building, a deck building game where you're trying to build your deck as better as possible to keep to make your combos, to make to score your points. At the same time, you got the open market where you need to pick the cards that you want for and trying to keep building this deck as best as possible. And it's one of those like eternal games that is it's been there forever, and I pretty much think it's gonna be there forever.
Probably is. I mean, there are fans of Dominion where like that is their game, and there are so many expansions for Dominion at this point. You can play with tons of stuff. There's a phone app version which is extremely popular as well.
Yeah, that's that. I was gonna touch on there. So my girlfriend recently, she's obsessed with the app that it just came out probably like a month ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And if you ever played, I don't know, Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone on your phone, basically they did the same with Dominion, and she's getting a little bit obsessed because I'm thinking. Do you know what she's doing now upstairs? Play Dominion on her phone. Right. But it's again. The game is Dominion, and it's pretty cool, and that tells you like how in 20 minutes to half an hour top you get your game, and then you can start another one.
If you want to see the framework from which most modern deck builders have come from, that's Dominion, and you can see that sort of lineage pretty clearly. I mean, it's such a classic design.
Yeah. And again, with so many expansion, you can grow that game so much. Or just go for the basic for the basic game, and that will give you a lot of play. You
have a great time in 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So on my second number 2 is going to be Dominion.
Busting out the classics for you.
Yeah. Last one for you, Wayne.
The champion.
Yeah, what you got for our 30 minutes board games? Which one is the one that you pick?
The one that I pick. Number 1, the champion.
Yeah.
The first to cross the finish line.
I know where you're going.
It's Long Shot.
Oh,
The dice game.
I
Specific.
love that game so much.
It's such a great game. It's so good. Long Shot the dice game is a weird combination of horse racing game, betting game,
Yeah,
and roll and write,
yeah.
and dice chucking.
Push your luck.
And push your luck a bit.
It's just like,
it's
yeah.
brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. This is a riot. This game will play 7 people
Yeah.
as well as it will play 2 people, so it scales incredibly, and it's so much fun. On your turn, relatively straightforward, you chuck 2 dice. One of them will tell you which horse moves, and the other one will tell you how fast that horse moves.
Exactly.
But that's not all. Each horse has its own card, and that card will sometimes make other horses move depending on the odds of those particular horses. But that's not all. You could also, once you roll that dice, do an action on your player board.
Yeah.
And it might be to get some sort of combo over here on this part, which will give you an effect, which might
Trigger all the other stuff. Yeah,
maybe you can push the horses forward. Or maybe there's a horse that you haven't bet on, and maybe Matt's bet on it, and maybe I can push that horse back a few spaces.
That's so good. It's the mechanics that are so simple at the same time. So the combo that you can do, you got that part where you can do the bingo, and the bingo will let you win. I don't know, moving. Yeah, as you say, moving the horses.
Or get a horse for free.
Plus own a horse. Yeah, or the fact that at the very start of the game, you gonna try to buy one of the horses. Hopefully he's gonna do well, and then at a certain point realizing that is absolutely rubbish, and you start like
not gonna do well
chucking all your money on someone else's horse. It's the most fun game that I can think to put on the table in
30 minutes.
For 30
it's
minutes.
so good. And the more you play it as well, if you've got a group, because you could play this like several games in a row, a sort of weird meta emerges within each game where like you can start to see where you've put loads of money on this horse and that person has, so they're obsessed with getting that horse over the line
and try to do everything.
and the other half of the table is like no. It's brilliant. It's so much fun. I've taken this game to Texas with me for a work do and had people literally standing on their chairs shouting at the wooden horse. Like, move, you stupid horse! Brilliant. So, great game. My number 1 has to be Long Shot the Dice Game. Great game.
Absolutely. We love this game.
We do, and you should go check it out. Matt, I'm out of money. I've spent it all on my horse racing. I've only got 30 minutes before I have to leave. What are we going to play?
We're going to play a great co-op game.
Okay.
2 players. So I think
that limits things down quite a lot.
Quite a lot. They're not that common co-op 2 players.
No.
And it's a game that at the moment is almost impossible to find. But I guess all the way around. And it's Sky Team.
Look at this guy flexing.
What should we say about this game? This is probably one of my favorite games ever done. I play a lot of 2-player games.
You do play lots of games.
So I really love that this one is a co-op and it's not like a 1 versus 1. And basically what it is you chuck your dice. And not knowing what the other player
behind the screen
will
that you throw your dice.
do it. One is the pilot, one is the co-pilot, and you trying to bring the plane at home, and you're doing like placing your dice without saying anything to the other player, so it's completely like no communication beside putting the dice down, and you're trying to bring the plane safe. And you need to keep it level, you need to go to the right speed, you need to get the gears down, the wheels are out, and all that kind of stuff, the flaps open. And it's fantastic how the non-communication, especially if you play with I don't know, with one of your best friends or your girlfriends or your boyfriends or whatever it is, how you gonna start understanding what the other person is gonna do without speaking, just because you're getting into this kind of like emotional, like, all right, I don't know what dice he or she got, but I'm quite sure that he or she gonna try to do this or gonna try to do that first.
It's amazing the amount of meaning you can impart just by placing a dice somewhere. You're like, I'm going to put this here and try and beam what that means into your head. This means you need to do this. Please do that, because I've placed this here. Skyrim is an amazing game.
Yeah.
It is such a great game. And in this box here is so much replayability. They give you loads of difficulty levels, loads of different airports, loads of modules that you can add on.
It is, yeah.
Brilliant.
Because
game.
each scenario is an airport, and the game itself, inside the box, you will find same airports with different difficulties. For example, one will have a lot of wind, or another one is going to be like there's going to be a lot of air traffic, so you need to get rid of the other planes. But at the same time, if you go on their website, you can even download more and more games. So I think with this one, the guys said the Scorpion Mask, they completely knocked it out of the park.
They did.
And this is a fantastic game. If you see it anywhere in the market, grab a copy. At this moment, that is quite a rare game. Try to grab a copy as soon as you can.
And if you're not sure, you can check out our review.
Oh yes, we got a review. Yeah.
Go press that and take a look.
Click that button and go find out why this game is so fantastic.
It's a great one, Sky Team. So those were some of our picks for some amazing games that you can play in just 30 minutes.
Yes,
and it's amazing what can be achieved, clearly, as we've shown you. But what do you think? I'd like you to tell us.
Yeah.
You've got 30 minutes. We're going to meet for a coffee.
Do you got any other games that we can play in 30 minutes? I'm sure there are, but these were our picks. So let us know in the comment below which one would be your pick for a 30 minutes game. Again, the rules are simple. You need to play it within 30 minutes. Yeah. If the setup takes you an hour and then the game is 30 minutes, that's cheating. You can't do it. It needs to be relatable to that. And if you wanna know more, we're covering this like different timing. Our pick for different timing. We already did the 60 minutes video.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it
up there and then down here
somewhere. Yeah. And next episode of this series, we're probably gonna cover the 90 minutes.
So a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
Stretch your legs a bit.
And then in the future, it's gonna be a 45 minutes, a couple of hours. We'll see how this one goes. But there are so many games. When we realized that for the 60 minutes games and the 30 minutes games, we left out a lot of the very good 45 minutes games.
So I tried to get as close to the marker as possible.
Exactly.
If it's 30 minutes, I want to try and get to 30 minutes. If it's 60 minutes, I want to try and get to 60 minutes. But obviously, it leaves out some amazing games. So we'll see where we go with the series. If you like it, we'll keep busting them out.
Yeah.
If not, then we won't.
Let us know in the comments below. And as always, just like, share, and hit the subscribe button, because that really helps us. And what else?
We'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.